Welcome to my meadow home. I've been a monarch butterfly resident here for about 4 months now, and I'm loving living here. Come on, I'll show you around.
Come on aboard.
You might be wondering why I've let the plants in my front yard grow so tall and wild. Well, that's all part of living in a meadow. So let's get started. Meadows are locations dominated by many types of grasses and forbs, plants which are the foundation of the ecosystem as primary producers. As food, they allow for many other animals to call the meadow home as well. Let me introduce you to a few of my meadow friends. Monarch butterflies such as myself require meadows for different stages of life. Here in the meadow, some of us will be born and transform from our wriggly caterpillar bodies into beautiful butterflies. Others will stop here for nectar during their long journey to or from the south. Thanks to meadows like this one, my family and I can find plentiful food and shelter. The eastern cottontail rabbit digs intricate burrows called warren, with many entrances and exits. Inside the warren, tunnels lead to specific rooms for sleeping, eating, and rearing young. When it is safe, the rabbit will emerge from the warren and forage for fresh forbs and grasses in the meadow. With a home in the meadow, rabbits have a grocery store right outside their door. There are also many birds, such as the American woodcock, that rely on meadow habitat to forage and breed. In the fall, the American woodcock can be seen doing its funky mating dances in the sky above the meadow. I need to go prepare for my migration south, so Kendra from AWS is going to continue your tour. Due to human disturbance, many natural spaces such as this meadow have been overrun by non-native species, the most impactful being plants. So plants like this native goldenrod are being outcompeted by plants such as this non-native sweet autumn clematis. You can see it behind me. It's completely taken over. AWS has been working to restore these native meadows. How? Well, by planting more of those native plants that are so important, such as this Indian grass. Students from local schools help by collecting and dispersing native grass seeds on field trips. Together, we are restoring the beautiful native meadows of the Anacostia. But how do seeds disperse without a human's help? Well, here we have some milkweed. Some seeds, like this coconut, disperse by floating in water. Others will hitch a ride. And still others hide inside of a tasty snack. We have one more meadow power to explore, and that is the power of soil stability. Meadows and the plants that inhabit them have the power to soak up large quantities of water, and those plant root structures keep the soil from eroding. But what is erosion? We're going to do a quick experiment to find out. So I have 2 containers here. In one container, I have a plant that is very root bound, holding lots of soil. And in our other container, we just have loose soil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour water into both, and we're going to see which stream of water comes out clearer. So as you just saw, the water from the planted container was much clearer than the water from the plain soil container. This shows the power of plants in keeping soil from eroding and flowing downstream. Thank you for visiting my meadow home. Now get outside and explore one of your local meadows. Bye! Bye!